Hi everyone, welcome to our webinar today, Acquiring Home Services Customers Online in 2019. We're super excited to bring you this webinar today. We have myself and my colleague Kyle, who I'll introduce in a few minutes here. We wanted to get together, put this webinar together for home services customers specifically. We have a lot of overlap in our businesses there. We're both really passionate about helping small and mid-sized businesses. We both have a lot of experience in the space, and so with the ever-changing landscape in online marketing, particularly in 2019, a lot of things have changed, and there's a lot of technologies out there, so we wanted to offer some solutions and some support for you guys, and we'll talk through some strategies today. So to get started, myself, quick intro, I'm our Director of Lead Acquisition here at WordStream. Been here for about 8 years. I've worked on the agency side of our business for about 7 of those years, working with home services businesses, helping them grow their Google Ads accounts, Facebook accounts, and their online presence in general, and particularly focused on helping them acquire leads. Now I manage our internal operations here at WordStream and acquiring leads, so over $6 million a year in budget, and getting our traffic from our website all the way to customer and everything in between. So happy to share some of that experience today. And I'd like to introduce myself, Kyle, and my friend Kyle here, who's a colleague of ours over at Kickserve, and he'll give us a little rundown on his business.
Hi, everyone. Like Tony said, my name is Kyle. I am the Director of Marketing and Sales at Kickserve. I have over 10 years of software experience and have been helping home services companies with best practices about how to effectively run and manage their businesses. And I look forward to talking to you more about field service management software solutions, specifically Kickserve today.
Awesome. Thanks, Kyle. So we'll get into our software a little bit at the end here. I don't want to focus too much time there, but we do have a software. It's specifically focused on helping people with their Google Ads accounts and Facebook's single sign-on. Basically, you can manage all of your campaigns within there. Within our pitch here is 20 minutes a week, so there's a lot going on there. Focus on the main pieces, optimize your accounts in 20 minutes a week, going through a series of alerts and so forth. So we'll get into that a little bit more, but just wanted to get that out there a little bit more about what we do. But the focus of today's webinar will be to focus on how to help your business here today. So quick agenda. I'm going to talk through some industry data and challenges, particularly for your business in the home services industry. And then we'll talk through the latest trends in acquiring leads online, particularly in 2019. There's a lot of shift there. And then Kyle will take through, once you kind of get that lead from the campaigns, how to convert that all the way into customer and into a job and everything in between. And then if we have some time, we'll hold for Q&A at the end. So industry challenges, the new old school. So obviously there's a big shift in the way people are advertising. This graph here on the right shows the decline in the newspaper industry since 2000. There's obviously been a big drop off since the internet boom, and every year after, up until 2018, 2019, there's been a decline in spend on the newspaper side of businesses for advertising. The big piece there is just it's not as effective as it once was. Clearly, more people are spending more time online. It's hard to attribute leads and so forth from that particular type of campaign. Direct mail, print, radio, and broadcast, and so forth. You kind of spend your dollars and you hope for the best. With online advertising, obviously you can kind of track everything down, all the way to the keyword and to the campaign and to the individual phone number and so forth. So, that decline is mainly a result of the growth of online advertising. We'll share some stats on that as well. So, people are spending a lot less time, looking on newspapers and so forth to try to find what their support would be from the home services vertical. They're spending more amount of dollars being spent there, and this has grown to show that graph of the dollars shifting away from print, and more people are spending their dollars online because it's so effective. Quick note here on artificial intelligence. I won't get too deep in the weeds here, but the native platforms are changing. Google, Facebook, Bing, Amazon, and other players, they're adapting. There's artificial intelligence is real, but it does add another layer of complexity. These businesses are growing at a tough clip. The native platforms are getting smarter, but they're also getting more sophisticated and becoming a little bit more of a black box. You don't necessarily know where your dollars are being spent and how they're optimized. So we'll get into that a little bit more, but wanted to bring that to your attention. And then cross-platform, like I mentioned, it used to be, online advertising, Google was the big player. It still is. It's still the biggest player, but obviously Facebook now is taking a lot of market share, and that continues to grow and is eating into Google a bit. And then there's this complexity now with Amazon, who's getting to that space a little bit more. Not so specific for home services, but the takeaway here is that there are more platforms popping up. Amazon's another player. There could be another player next year. So again, having to know the different systems, having to know Google versus Facebook versus Amazon and anything else that pops up and any other types of campaigns that you guys are running, it just adds another layer of complexity to your business when you're trying to get out there and land jobs and complete them. So some data to kind of back some of this up. So 97% of people are searching online for local businesses. So like I mentioned, people may be still looking in the paper, but almost 100% of people are online, are looking for local services there. This graph on the right kind of shows how often people are looking, and 19% of people are searching for local services multiple times a week. So you can see that people are on their phones. If they need support, they're going right there. And almost, like I said, 12% of people are every day they're searching. They're particularly on mobile, but also on their desktops as well. So if you're not there, someone else is, and someone else is grabbing your leads from a competitor and whatnot. So you got to be there. Is a big takeaway. But it's tough. The challenge here is that on Google Ads specifically, the cost per click can be up to $15 and more. So the green bar here is looking at plumbing, and the average cost per click for Google is $15.42. You can see HVAC, $5.20, moving and relocation, $8.29. So that's just to get someone to your website. About 96% of people that come to your website are going to leave without taking an action. So you can see how those clicks will add up quickly and hit your wallet. And that cost, adds up. I mean, you guys obviously have a lot of other costs on your plate. And so if you're not running effective campaigns, this can be a real challenge. So, we're going to talk about this a little bit more and how to work around some of these high costs per click, because it can really cost you a lot really quickly. And then just to kind of reiterate that point, like I said, those are the average, but of the top 25 most expensive keywords on Google, 4 of them are specific to services businesses. So you can see cleanup and restoration, that's $46 per click. Plumbers sometimes, depends on the location, can be almost $40 a click. So you need to make sure every click is of value. You don't want any wasted spend. You don't want any wasted searches that are not relevant to your business. So again, we'll talk about that in these next few slides on how to work around it. But the key takeaway here is that every click is critical to your business and it hits your wallet, and you want to make sure that you're optimized accordingly so you're not wasting any dollars. So how do we get around these high costs? So one way, this is a free way. Our services around paid search, and this is not our services here. This is just, I wanted to give you guys a tip here. You definitely want to go on to google.com/business and set up a Google My Business account if you don't already have one. Most of you have probably seen this before, but this up here on the right here, you can see basically where people are, their phone numbers, their star ratings, and so forth. And these are free. This is like SEO. This is search engine optimization. You need to get this set up. It's free. It also can factor into your paid campaigns and so forth. But take advantage of this as the first step because it is free. It will show up. People can find you. I know if I'm in Boston and I'm looking for something nearby my house and need some help with the service, I go to my phone. This pops up. I can see how close they are to my apartment and so forth. So people are using this quite a bit. So again, recommend getting this set up. It's free. The link's there. Take this as a first step. Again, since it's free traffic, you're not necessarily having to pay per click. Second big thing is setting up call tracking, right? So when I showed you that some clicks can cost up to $43, you definitely don't necessarily want that person to just come to your website and have to navigate around too much and fill out a form, because that is a high drop-off rate. Now, I'd recommend still having the form on your website, but you'd rather, if you're a business owner, 9 times out of 10, you'd rather have somebody on the phone versus just capturing their information and having to chase them. So you want to get call tracking set up. Like I said, 43% of all search-related conversions happen over the phone, and 65% of businesses consider those their best quality leads. So gonna more often than not be your best leads, and this is how a lot of conversionings that happen right now. But one thing a lot of people aren't doing is, you can see here on the right, is kind of using the same phone number across the board, right? So for plumber, if you're a plumber and someone searches for plumber and you have the same number appearing for someone who's searching for root of service, there's very different intent there, and you can't necessarily, using the same number, track all the way down to the keyword level. So you're probably willing to pay more, particularly say for something like root of service, than you are for maybe a drain cleaning. So you don't necessarily want to pay the same per click there. You want to be able to track that phone number all the way down to the keyword. So there are solutions out there. We offer one. There are others for sure. But what our service does is actually you can pair phone numbers with certain keywords or campaigns and so forth. So you can track it all the way down to the keyword level. So that, hey, I paid $30 for this click, but I was willing to pay it for the root of service versus drain cleaning, where maybe I only want to pay $10 or $5 per click because those jobs are less valued to me. So you want to be able to set up call tracking and measure it all the way down to the keyword and campaign level, because that'll kind of influence how you're spending your budgets and where your dollars are going. Third thing here is remarketing, particularly for search. So remarketing, basically someone hits your website, leaves, and then they're going to go out and they're going to do other things. They're going to evaluate other companies, they're going to surf the web and so forth, and they may not convert on that first time around. What remarketing for search actually allows you to do is basically set up an audience for people that have visited your website. The second time around, they have a much more high likelihood to convert. So you actually can kind of set up that audience and bid up, be more aggressive, show higher in Google for those searches, and be willing to pay more for them because they're more ready to make a purchase or to get you on the phone and talk with you guys. And the cost per click can be cheaper, the click-through rates can be better, and you can actually offer more specific, like a more specific call to action there and so forth. So I'd recommend getting set up. You can also do it on the display network, but I'm recommending it here for search because a lot of people are showing high intent and looking for you guys. And I would get it set up and kind of, like I said, chase them the second time around, have a little bit more urgency. Fourth piece here is having a review strategy. You definitely want to have a review strategy, and Kyle will talk about this a little bit more from his side, but having reviews in your ads, in your campaigns, you saw the Google My Business stars there, it definitely influences the way people interact with you. Their click-through rates will be higher, there's more likely to convert. If you can put these on your website and you have good conversion rates, this will only make it better. Your bounce rate will decrease and so forth. So you want to pay attention to it. It can influence your paid campaigns, your non-campaign campaigns, and then people that actually are on your website. So you want to have a strategy in place and not just kind of leave it out there, because one bad review and so forth can actually influence the way people looking at you. So again, recommend having a strategy. Way to do that is definitely want to talk with existing customers. Actually want to probably test it on your website. Maybe somebody lands on your page, they see the star ratings, they're going to be more likely things at point of sale. Review you, that's one way to do it. They're also asked for that rating. So getting there important. People do use that, people all the way through the funnel. So I'd recommend having a strategy in place for ads. But this is the sponsor that one step further and connect searchers right to the advertiser. Right now it's only available in major metros, but there are, it's a big list and it's expanding. So if you're in a major area, particularly like Boston, San Diego, and so forth, definitely dig into it. And basically the way it works is upon click, Google will prompt you to confirm a job that they're looking for. If you fit the job, you'll be matched with this prospect, and then they can review your qualifications, ratings, and reviews. And if you're not a good fit, you won't pay. So you actually pay per lead here. And Kickserve actually offers this as part of their service, and we'll talk about that a little bit more potentially. But something to look into. I definitely recommend kind of getting off here, and if you don't have this set up, checking it out, because it is made specifically for these business types. And again, navigating around that high cost per click, if you're paying per job, can oftentimes be more affordable for you. And so here are the industries that it supports. So hopefully you see yourself on here: locksmiths, plumbers, handyman, kind of everything across the board here. And most of you probably fall into these buckets. So again, take a look, take that as an action after getting off here. I think you'll be happy that you did. So last piece here, I'm going to actually turn it over to Kyle. He's going to talk through Kickserve and how, again, it can help with converting from leads all the way down to customer and to job. And I'm going to pull that up for you right now, and Kyle will share his thoughts there.
Thanks, Tony. I appreciate that. What I'm here to talk to you about today is Kickserv and how it can bring immediate value to your company. To understand what Kickserv is, you need to understand what a field service management software is, or FSM. So a field service management software is simply a program that makes it easier for you to run a service business like yours from any time and any place. It typically consists of software that allows you to more easily and successfully schedule and execute your services with your customers. In a few words, it enables your business to be more sufficient and more streamlined. And a few years ago, just to give you a statistic that's pretty powerful, a few years ago, only about 25% of services businesses like yours were using an FSM. But it's estimated that over the next 3 years, over 90% of all services will be using an FSM to run your business. So it's one of the most rapidly growing software platforms in existence. Additionally, what's also already true is that almost every local market leader that is currently using an FSM, meaning whatever service company is leading the way in your local market is already pretty much guaranteed to already be on an FSM. So the message is pretty clear. If you're not currently using an FSM, then you definitely should be. Next slide. So like I told you, FSMs have several things in them. They can basically help take the lead that you get from a platform like your Google Ads or WordStream. You're paying a lot of money to get those leads to your website. So when they want to engage with your services, it's crucial to capture everyone, to turn every lead into an opportunity or estimate, to turn that into a job and have it successfully run, booked, managed in every way possible, all the way to your back end when you sync with QuickBooks or whatever you use for accounting software. So basically, all the WordStream and all your lead strategy results into where Kickserv picks up to take those leads, convert them into successfully run jobs, so you can grow your business. So what happens is customers can schedule an appointment or request service directly from your website with Kickserv, or they can also do it the traditional way, as email or call you for service. Either way, those leads become opportunities, which will all kind of compile here in your Kickserv account. And whoever's responsible for sales in your company will be able to run these opportunities. So they will take those leads, get them scheduled, move them along this process until they become jobs and win business. So here's where your salesperson or whoever's responsible for converting leads into jobs would sit all day within the platform. Next comes jobs. So basically, we want to turn an unscheduled job to get it scheduled, to get it run, and to get it completed. Your technicians will have everything that they need to do to run the job from their mobile app, so they can focus on the task at hand and delivering great customer experience. Basically, what the FSM app, the Kickserv app will do for the technicians, they'll be able to see all their jobs for the day, get alerted if you want to make them aware of something in the field. They'll be able to get directions to the job, run the job, create an estimate or invoice, able to get live signatures, accept payment directly on the job, and communicate with the dispatch team. So your service management will be able to see every job that's going on, book technicians appropriately, just run the job in a much more efficient way. They'll be able to see via GPS where all their technicians are in the field. So if you have a last minute call, you'll be able to dispatch the right technician, move schedules around, and everything we talked about. It just makes for a much more efficient and effective workflow, so you can run more jobs and gain more customers and revenue. You can also manage all your invoices in one place, so you never miss a missed payment again, which is obviously critical, and it ties directly, if you're using accounting software like QuickBooks or Xero, it'll integrate directly with that, so all your information will sync in the correct way. So it's a very just streamlined, time-saving workflow. Time is money. You can save off all your employees and make them more efficient. You're going to increase your revenue and profits. Kickserv is also a CRM. So what's really cool, customers are just demanding a great customer experience now. You can see it through every kind of market research you do. They're expecting not have to explain who they are, where they need service, any history you've had with them. So what's critical is when a customer calls in or contacts you, you can quickly put in their name in one search bar, and it'll pull up their contact record, where you can see absolutely everything that you've ever done with this customer, a record of every call, a record of every communication, any jobs that you've done with them, any invoices, any payments, all in one click. So when they call, you can identify, hey, Jessica, how's your new AC that we installed 6 months ago, and really kind of get to the problem so you can quickly and effectively solve their issues, spend less time on the phone, and deliver better customer experience. So to have one place where all your customer records are is absolutely critical. And you can also run reports on your business, managing your business with as fast as everything's going with Kickserve and WordStream put together, or some flavor of that. You're going to get a lot more business, and you have to be able to manage that business. It's easy to start getting a bunch of leads that you can't handle, so you have to be able to run it effectively with an FSM. So you can run reports and see how your marketing and sales has increased, how your work's adjusted, how many more jobs you can run. If you think about your business, if you can run 2 more jobs a day, how much more is that in your pocket? With running the right lead generation or job and FSM strategy, you'll be able to do that and achieve that growth. So it's kind of, your costs typically stay the same, but your profit increases. So you can run financing and even custom reports as in this. You can create custom reports that may be specific to your line of business. So that's kind of what an FSM, what part that they play in the role is kind of taking the lead and making sure it goes all the way through to invoicing and payment. But there's a few things, since Kickserve we are part of WordStream, we're all part of the same company. We have some what we call Kickserve kickers that no other FSM has. To my knowledge, and I've tried to stay on top of this, to my knowledge, there's no other FSM out there that has some marketing capabilities tied into it. So every other marketing strategy kind of gets cut off, and then the FSM picks up. We try to integrate the two between marketing to where the FSM starts, so you don't lose that lead you paid so much for. It doesn't get lost in translation. It moves quickly along there's no broken chains. So what Kickserve's done is we created some marketing capabilities to help your business grow that tie into what WordStream or your lead generation network does. So some of these is we index all jobs through Google structured data. So basically, just by running your business the same way that you are now, but with Kickserve, all of your jobs that you're running are going to help increase your organic SEO, so more customers will find you on the web. We're also the only FSM that's integrated with Yelp, where people can request service from you directly from your Yelp page. We can also book appointments directly from your website. And one additional thing that we have is listings. So a listings management platform is something that's typically independent, where customers are paying $100 to $300 a month for simply this service, which basically takes your business address and your Google My Business account and integrates it with 25 to 65 global partners and listing agencies and services. That does 2 things for you. One, it allows a wider berth of customers to find you on the web because you're listed in more places. It also rewards you with your Google or Bing structured data, because Google sees that you're listed and your listings are synced across all these sites. So they say, okay, this is a bigger, more substantial company that's doing business the right way. We're going to reward them with higher SEO. And so basically, you're going to kind of start getting towards the top of the page. With Kickserve, you don't have to do anything to set this up. You just set up your Kickserve account with your business address, and we take that, and then we do this all automated in the back end, so it doesn't take any of your time. We list you across all these sites, and you'll start to see your business get higher in the search rankings simply by using Kickserve. And it's a service we offer for free. We don't charge anything for it, so that's an instant couple $100 a month of savings to you. Tony touched on this a little bit, your review strategy. So service businesses, 87% of customers use reviews to decide which local service business they're going to do. So to have a good review strategy is important. Make sure your reviews are appearing on sites that people go to. So there are review platforms out there. However, a lot of review platforms have you go to their website to leave a review, which doesn't help your business at all, because no one's going to go to those review sites to find reviews on your company. Try to put them in the places people are looking. Google reviews is obviously the main one, Facebook recommendations, and then, anything that you feel customers in your area are utilizing, like, Angie's List or TAC or Home Advisor. It's good to have a wide variety of places. At least make sure you have one or two on each of the major sites, but really focus on Google and Facebook. What Kickserve can do for you that, again, no other FSM does, is it can let you kind of push out review requests as soon as you mark a job complete, or a technician marks a job complete, or you send out an invoice. It'll have links embedded in it to go to these sites. So you can ask a customer for 5-star review. They can click it and be instantly leaving you a Google review within seconds. So it makes it a lot easier for customers to leave you these reviews when you're using Kickserve. And get to pricing. When we go through this and people get to pricing, the biggest response we get is, wow, why is it so cheap? A lot of our competitors that don't have any of these marketing capabilities, and we have pretty much every capability that they have, they charge a couple $1,000s a month for their field service management platform. And we charge about $200 a month. The reason that we do this, it's really based because of our owner. So to give you just a real quick history on that, we have deep roots within home services. We were actually once one of the largest plumbing outfits in the United States back in the early 90s. We developed Kickserve to run our own business. We saw how meaningful the software was. When we sold our business and started Kickserve in 2006, our mission was rooted in the belief that every hardworking person deserves a software that makes running their business easier, no matter the size of the operation. So we made Kickserve affordable to everyone. We don't do a lot of advertising. We don't do a lot of self-promotion. We never sought capital from outside infusions that'll eventually run out, like a lot of these FSMs that have popped up in the last few years have, which will be gone in a few years, like our competitors. Instead, we put the focus on having the great software and great support for our customers can thrive. And that philosophy has allowed our FSM to exist longer than almost any FSM, and we have thousands of customers that trust it today. We don't care technically about making money on the customers in the first year. What we do care about is having those customers for 10 years. One stat that's really cool that we'd like to brag about, because no one else can even come close to it, is that 10 years ago, 85% of the customers we had 10 years ago are still with us today. So we think that's just a powerful stat that no one else can say, that we're really proud of. It means our software is working and people are sticking with us and satisfied with the results that it's bringing. So what you can do to get started is just go to kickserve.com, sign up for a free trial. It's free for 14 days. We believe in our product, so we show it to you for 14 days. I encourage you to, once you sign up for a trial, sign up for a demo. And also you can sign up. What is also a recommendation is when you sign up for a trial, just start the service. If you want that expert training, just start the trial, then immediately upgrade to a paid account. And I can give you a coupon code. I'll contact you directly. As soon as you sign up for a trial, you'll get an email from me, and I'll give you a coupon code if you attended this webinar, so you can start your account, which starts getting you that training. So you're setting up everything and running it the right way. But ultimately, this is kind of how this is the last slide, and shows how we all tie in. By utilizing WordStream, you're gaining a lead generation rocket fuel, and using it together with Kickserve, you're gaining an engine capable of powering your company to the next level. So if you're not using WordStream and Kickserve together, at least utilize some kind of Google search words and an FSM to help your business, because it's the way it's going, and it's the way everyone will be in the very near future if they aren't already. So that kind of wraps up our presentation. I'll let Tony wrap things up, but I just want to say thank you for attending, and I look forward to hopefully working with you in the near future.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle. We're super excited about this partnership. It's new. Like I said, we kind of all live under the same company now, and this came right away. We work with a lot of different companies, but Kickserve, we knew there was a strong integration point there for our customer base and for Kyle's customer base. Converting leads into jobs, we kind of get you the leads, and then you take it from there. And so the Kickserve piece is a great filler there to get all the way through to job and to manage it. And kind of as I mentioned at the beginning, if I were to take away one big thing from the presentation here is, it's getting more complex. There's all these different ways to advertise. There's the offline stuff, like I mentioned, that's kind of fading, the papers, the radio, and so forth. And then there's the online world that's growing super fast. And, it's my profession is to stay up with it. And sometimes I'm, trying to play catch up on certain platforms and so forth because they're changing so quickly. So, we're hoping that WorkStream can kind of pull together all of the best performing pieces for your business in terms of acquiring leads online. And then, once you get them to lead, working with Kickserve, having that strategy, getting the reviews, scheduling the jobs and completing it, and kind of making it all simplified in one place here. So that's why we got together. We're super excited about the partnership here. Really appreciate everyone joining, everyone's time. We know you're all busy. Hopefully these, our softwares, if you guys are interested, can help give you some of that time back. We'll follow up here. You'll see some emails from us with some calls to action, like mentioned, getting into a trial. We also have a Google AdWords grader that we strongly recommend running. If you have a Google Ads account, you can go to our website, you can find it there. We'll also follow up with an email on that. It can show you your account and how you stack up against the competition and give you some recommendations. Totally free service. So I'd recommend checking that out. And hop onto the WorkStream website, Kickserve website. You'll find all these pieces here. But otherwise, just reach out to myself and Kyle here, and we're happy to set you guys up. We're working closely together on this, and we're excited about the future. So again, thank you all for your time. We'll send this out for everyone to listen back. And if you have any questions, just give us a shout. Thank you all.
Thanks.